watching Fox 45 News at 10.
Right now on Fox, is a settlement in store for a fast food worker pepper sprayed by a Dayton cop? Plus, tips to help you keep your holidays stress-free. But first, a proposed ordinance to end discrimination against gays and the poor falls victim to controversy. Good evening, I'm Mark Pompilio. Karen has the night off. First on Fox, a plan to outlaw discrimination against gays and the poor is withering from lack of support. The Dayton commissioner behind the proposed ordinance says a majority of her fellow commissioners are turning against it. Fox 45 reporter Dan Weiss is just back from talking with Commissioner Mary Wiseman. Dan, Commissioner Wiseman believes that the churches helped turn the tide against this proposed ordinance?
Well, Commissioner Wiseman says that 3 other commissioners have now turned their back to this proposal. City Hall had been swamped with calls about this, her suggested change of the anti-discrimination law. Well, mostly they were calls against her. Wiseman says they eventually got to the commissioners that had supported her.
Mary Wiseman knew she was going to take some heat on this call-in show.
I would question why you didn't run this ordinance through the priority board system. I sit on a priority board in the city. We have a quite diverse population.
On Wednesday, Commissioner Wiseman was planning to reintroduce her legislation. It was aimed at adding sexual orientation and source of income as things people can't discriminate against in employment or housing. But her proposal to change city law brought out dozens and dozens of speakers against her at the last city commission meeting. Now, the 3 commissioners that were behind her have pulled out.
Many of the ministers in Dayton and the surrounding areas put a lot of pressure on my colleagues over the past several days.
Appearing on Dayton government television tonight, Wiseman says she's disappointed, but believes the topic needs to be talked about.
People have said that because I happen to be a lesbian, that I have a gay agenda. And I don't know what that means, except I think it's designed to scare people. That it's designed to make people think that I have some motive or aims that are impure for some reason. And that's not true.
Well, Wiseman says the legislation will still get introduced this week and then pulled despite her objection. Wiseman also tells us that the resolution will be introduced, another one, will be talking about discrimination, but Mark, this just won't have the same legal teeth that the first proposal had.
This might go back and forth for a while, so we haven't heard the end of it. Okay, thank you, Dan. A story we haven't heard the last of, indeed. Now, there's been a landmark ruling in Vermont to give gay couples the same rights and privileges as married heterosexual couples. Same-sex couples in Vermont are now entitled to the same benefits given by law to married heterosexual couples. The state Supreme Court today ruled common benefits and protections apply to both straight and gays.
I'm thrilled that the Vermont Supreme Court understands that same-gender couples have relationships that have the depth and meaning that deserves the rights and protections of marriage, and I can't wait to marry Lois.
The court is leaving it up to the state's legislature to decide how to grant the benefits. Well, back in Dayton, the city is considering a $60,000 settlement with the fast food worker who was pepper sprayed by a Dayton cop. Brandy Martin was working at a Wendy's restaurant when she got into an argument with a policeman over correct change. Officer Michael McDonald came into the store to confront Martin and pepper sprayed her during a heated exchange. Now, Martin is black, and the incident sparked an uproar in Dayton's African American community. City commissioners will vote on the cash settlement on Wednesday. A man on death row for killing 2 young girls is facing some new charges tonight. Convicted killer William Sapp was arraigned today in Clark County. He's accused of trying to murder a store clerk during a robbery 4 years ago. The victim identified Sapp from television reports connecting him to the murders of Free Morrow and Martha Leach. 2 Clark County men are charged with ruining Christmas in a Springfield neighborhood. Alan Brown and Corey Hauer entered not guilty pleas today. The 19-year-olds are accused of vandalizing neighborhood light displays. Elaborate outdoor lighting displays have been a tradition in the Raymar Estates neighborhood for 15 years now. Residents in the neighborhood have already started restringing new lights. The U.S. State Department has issued a new warning tonight about Y2K terrorism. The warning's in response to the recent arrest of Ahmad Rassam. The Algerian national was arrested last week trying to smuggle bomb-making materials into the U.S. from Canada. Now U.S. authorities have reason to believe he was acting under orders from Osama bin Laden, the man suspected of masterminding the bombings of U.S. embassies in Africa. The State Department now says Americans should be extra cautious about the threat of terrorism during the holidays.
We've indicated that we have information that terrorists are undertaking planning for attacks during the New Year period, it is obviously particularly important now for there to be maximum vigilance.
Police in Montreal, Canada continue to search for Assam's accomplice, but so far they've had no luck. A disturbing discovery at a hotel in Iowa. Police found a kidnapped girl and enough bomb-making materials to blow up a building. That story tops our look at headlines across the nation tonight.
The two men were pulled over for drunk driving when the arresting officer discovered the car was packed with bottles of flammable liquid. They found the missing girl and the rest of the bomb-making materials when they searched their nearby hotel room. The men are refusing to tell authorities what they plan to do with the explosives. A circus clown named Smiley was caught on videotape having sex with an underage boy in New York. His real name is Christopher Bear. The 16-year-old boy's father taped the sex act with a hidden camera. The clown is now behind bars. The editor of the Globe magazine has been indicted on charges of criminal bribery and extortion. Prosecutors say the tabloid editor tried to pay police $30,000 for the JonBenet Ramsey ransom note. The child beauty queen was murdered in her Boulder, Colorado home 3 years ago this week. The New Year's Eve ball at Times Square in New York is ready for the new millennium. Today, the 168th and final light bulb was put on the giant disco ball. As always, the ball drops at midnight on New Year's Eve. And that's a look at the stories making news in the Fox Nation tonight. A hot meal for Dayton's homeless was available on this cold winter night. Homeless families were invited to a holiday roast downtown. About 100 people were there. The grand champion hog from this year's state fair was the main course. After the dinner, State Senator Ryan McGlynn led the group on a caroling tour of Dayton. There was another Christmas celebration for the less fortunate in the Miami Valley tonight. The New Covenant Mission held its annual Children's Toy Party. Thanks to community donations, over 1,000 children in the Miami Valley will have a Merry Christmas. Organizers say they're overwhelmed by the generosity of people in Southwest Ohio.
And thanks to all the church folks and the pastors and the individual people from the Miami Valley that has came together and supported this.
The Christmas party was held at the Crossroads Church of God in Dayton. I would say, Tom, that it was a very nippy night out for caroling.
You could tell it's a cold night out by all the activity that our thermostat in the newsroom was getting.
I know, everybody's running to that thing, you know.
We're going to talk about all the cold weather that's going to be sticking around, how low will it go, and the 90-day outlook.
Okay, a lot still to come. Also ahead, Fifth Third Field takes shape. Now the countdown begins to the season's first pitch. Details when Fox News at 10 continues.
Fox Tuesday.
Santa Claus, he's not real.
Will one little girl's wish...
Do you believe that you are Santa Claus?
Yes, of course. ...finally come true?
I knew it.
Elizabeth Perkins, Dylan McDermott, and Mara Wilson. Miracle on 34th Street.
Tuesday at 8 on Fox 45.
Thank heaven for little girls. Without them, what would little boys do?
Weeknights at 7 on Fox 45.
New cell phone, and this came with it. Free. I'm talking, I'm drinking, I'm talking.
That's it?
What?
What about coverage or questions? Who helps us?
But it was free.
You're not getting a great deal unless it's backed by great service.
We need this.
AirTouch promises extraordinary service. Now get the offer of a lifetime. Digital service is just $9.99 a month for life. AirTouch. Now you can.
Count on your neighborhood Kroger for all your holiday dinners and parties. Right now, Conn's boneless ham is just $1.59 a pound. Cook's bone-in shank portion ham is 97 cents a pound. And the deli has whole or half spiral sliced hams for just $3.99 a pound. And don't forget, Kroger also has over 29 varieties of party trays and everything you need to turn your holiday gathering into an event to remember. Bring your holiday dinners and parties to life. Count on Kroger.
A woman was hit by a truck while crossing Harshman in Riverside tonight. It happened about 2 hours ago in front of the Amherst apartment complex. The woman was rushed to Good Samaritan Hospital. Authorities are not releasing her name or her condition. The accident has kept Harshman closed to traffic for the last 2 hours. And just days before Christmas, fire has forced a Huber Heights family out of their home. All they managed to save was a few gifts from under the Christmas tree. Firefighters say the mother and son were lucky to escape with their lives. The house on Tomberg is a total loss, and the family dog was killed. Firefighters say the house did not have a fire alarm. And about 100 people were forced out into the cold today because of fire in Xenia. It happened at the Greene County Board of Mental Retardation. Fire crews say a dryer in the laundry room started the fire. Luckily, no one was hurt and there was no major damage to the building. A federal judge in Cleveland has ruled Ohio's school voucher program is unconstitutional. He says it violates the separation of church and state. The experimental program gave tax money to poor children so they could attend private schools in Cleveland. Most of the schools in the program are religious institutions. Governor Bob Taft says he will appeal the court's decision. The Dayton Dragons are one step closer to that first pitch. Today, ironworkers added the last piece of steel to Fifth Third Field. To celebrate the milestone, the city held a topping out ceremony. Workers added an American flag and a Christmas tree to the stadium's final beam. Now, Dragon management is confident the stadium will be ready for opening day.
Everybody in this community has worked so hard to have baseball come here, and now we're seeing the proof that it's coming and that we're going to be ready on April 14th.
The next phase will be building the metal decking and enclosing the concourse level for interior work. Oh, summer seems so far away. A cold night ahead in the Miami Valley. Tom's forecast is next. And also ahead, the Space Shuttle Discovery closes in on its target. And later, some tips on how to avoid all that holiday stress.
I'm Lance Corporal Nisley, stationed aboard the USS Baton with the 22nd Marine Expeditionary Unit. And I'd like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas back home in Dayton, Ohio.
Fox News at 10 is brought to you by Thorson and Spatala, attorneys at law.
Hi, I'm Jim Thorson. At Thorson and Spatala, personal injury is our only business. My partner and I have dedicated our legal careers to representing injured persons and families. Together, we've handled thousands of personal injury cases, all types and sizes.
We believe our clients should have access to their attorneys. We will deal with you personally and answer questions about your property damage, your lost wages, your medical bills, and pain and suffering. To have your questions answered, call 228-9000 for your free consultation. At Thorson and Swatala, we're big enough to win, small enough to care.
I got a taste treat on my mind.
It's a sub from Subbies and it's mine, all mine.
Taste great, don't wait, everybody take a break. Come on and get a Subbies state of mind.
We're not just your ordinary fast food, we've got something more. Fresh subs and salads and chili made right here in our store. One bite, it's sheer delight, we're what you're looking for.
Taste great, don't wait, everybody take a break. Come on.
Get a Subbies state of mind.
Bailey's Irish Cream makes the perfect gift, and it's only $15.99. Stock up for your Millennium celebrations. Champagne as low as $3.79 at Quick and Cold drive-thru with 65 neighborhood locations.
Now at Zales, celebrate the new millennium with diamonds for only $99. Dazzling diamond earrings, elegant diamond rings, even diamond heart pendants, each just $99. A pretty great price for something that lasts a lifetime. And with any purchase of $99 or more, you can also get this rose box with classic diamond earrings for just $29 at Zales stores or shop online at zales.com.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas or maybe an ice skating rink in Iowa. Blowing snow and ice on the interstates caused spinouts and crashes last night and today. The snowfall has been followed by bitter, low temperatures. Are we in for that, Tom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not the snow
tomorrow,
part.
maybe.
Yeah, I remember my sister lives just south of Des Moines, and I remember about 5 o'clock one morning going through one of those things when it was dark out.
All over the place.
Not fun at all. And I drove a pickup.
Oh, no weight in the back.
There's no weight anywhere on it. It's going to be a little bit on the chilly side overnight tonight. First of all, let's talk about holiday lights a little bit, take you outside. And this is the best way to do it because you can sit in the living room and stay warm. This is the Jenkins house at 2115 Keenan in Harrison Township. They've been doing this for about 5 years now. They start a little before Thanksgiving putting the lights up there. And apparently have a lot of fun doing it because they have a really nice Christmas display. But it feels a little bit like Christmas and beyond for the weather out there. We're going to be seeing temperatures tonight dropping down to around 17. We're at 23 out there right now, 62% relative humidity, west breezes at 12. We don't need any breezes when we have temperatures like this. Barometer right now is going up at 30-20. Temperatures around the area, 20 at Fort Wayne right now, still 29 at Cincinnati, 24 at Cleveland, 28 right now at Zanesville. And now we throw the wind into it. It feels like 5 here. It feels like 8 at Columbus. And the good folks over in Fort Wayne, not too good. They're looking at 11 below for a wind chill right now. We've got a few clouds that may drift through the area tonight, but that's really about it. There's not too much going on. High pressure is trying to build in right now, and as it does that, it's going to keep skies mostly clear overnight tonight. We may see a cloud drift through, possibly a flurry through tomorrow, but that's really about the extent of it. I don't see any problems. I'm going to take you out on the large view of the snow scan radar tonight. We see a large area of lake effect snows off Lake Michigan down through our neighborhood. Things are pretty much high and dry. We expect them to stay that way overnight tonight. And then let's head down to Texas. Look at the mix along this area of rain down here and snow out in the Panhandle. We've also got a mixed bag of wintry precipitation around Memphis. What we're pointing out here is the fact that that cold air has settled all the way down into the southern part of the country tonight, so there's a lot of cold air around. We're going to be in the teens overnight tonight. We're going to be in the single digits tomorrow night, so it's going to stay rather chilly out there. Let's take another look at what's going on for the next 90 days. Brand new information. In fact, temperatures for January, February, and March, if all this holds up, looks like they'll be above normal. Actually, that's pretty much the same theme we were going with a couple months ago when we looked at 90 days at that time. We were looking for the possibility of temperatures staying near normal to above normal. So that's certainly good news in one respect. As far as the precipitation outlook is concerned for January, February, and March, again, possibly above normal. Is that going to mean a lot of rain? Is that going to mean a lot of snow? Well, that's a prediction we can't make. It just looks like the tendency is going to be for a little more precipitation over that time period. Mostly clear for the overnight tonight. We drop off to about 17 for the overnight low. For tomorrow, partly sunny. Only up around 21 for the afternoon high. As far as the 5-day forecast is concerned, there is a chance of picking up maybe a flake or two of snow, a flurry midweek, Wednesday into Thursday, but that's really about it. But note a couple things. That 8-degree Wednesday morning low, 22 for a high on Wednesday. Then we stay in the 20s into Friday, and the warm day is going to be 36 on Saturday. I'm going to want to pull out the shorts and the T-shirts.
I can't believe our low is only going to go up 4 degrees to our high.
That's about it.
Okay, it's winter. We accept that. All right, thank you. The death toll in flood-ravaged Venezuela has reached 20,000. Another 150,000 people are still missing. Thousands of hungry flood and mudslide survivors are becoming desperate. They're looting whatever buildings have been left standing. The U.S. and other countries are rushing aid to the South American country. The Space Shuttle Discovery crew is closing in on its target. Discovery blasted off last night from the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. The crew spent today trying to get in the same orbit with the Hubble Space Telescope. Tomorrow, astronauts will make urgently needed repairs to the $3 billion observatory. Now, because of Y2K fears, the mission will be cut short. Discovery will return to Earth on the 27th. Does the holiday season have you feeling a little stressed out? Next on Fox News at 10, the tips to help you relax and have a happy holiday.
Dawn's pioneers, all the stars in outer space, water fun, slippery slime, animals in their living space. You gotta reach for adventure, get your hands around the world. Rainforest, climbing tower, little creatures habitat, dance wall, eco trek, 2 laps, we got all that. Explore the wonders that make you shout. It's all the fun things you dream about.
Boonshaft Museum of Discovery, Dayton, Ohio.
Reach for all the adventures.
Wonderful gifts to stuff your stockings with. Best Buy, bringing a little magic to life.
Peekaboo says protect your family and property with Glass Sentinel safety and security film. When professionally installed by American Classic, you'll have peace of mind in the knowledge it was done right.
This used to be our windows, but American Classic has saved us over $200 per window. There were no gimmicks and just bottom-line prices. We are very pleased, and they were very professional.
For reliable, quality replacement windows and doors, plus burglar-resistant safety and security film, Peekaboo says call American Classic at 274-2800. Call American Classic today.
In Fox Health News tonight, the holiday season is supposed to be fun, but it often turns out to be one of the most stressful times of the year. Tom O'Neill has some helpful tips on how to stay stress-free and relaxed during the holiday season.
Christmas shopping stresses me out.
You ride up and down to find a parking spot.
Trying to get the right item for the right person.
Thank you so much. Happy holidays again.
Most of us want to be happy during the holidays, but end up stressed. Much of it due to unrealistic expectations.
Suddenly we have to do too many things. We want everything done promptly. This is the season to be jolly. You have to do X, Y, and Z. You've got to get everything done. You've got to go shopping. You've got to see all these people.
Instead of the holiday spirit, you end up with symptoms of stress. You're tense, irritable, have trouble sleeping, and are susceptible to illness because your immune system is weakened. Sound familiar?
If you find that you allow yourself to be tied in knots during the holiday season, you should know you're not alone. But you should also know there are things you can do to ease the pressure.
Some pay $45 for some euphoria in a bottle. Others?
I stop and have a good cup of coffee and sit back for a few minutes and then I'm recharged.
I listen to the Christmas music. I love the Christmas music.
I used to just have a good time, go out to the bars, hang out with family.
Enjoy my family and just take each day as it comes.
The experts definitely recommend you find a few minutes to kick back and relax and set priorities.
Visit only certain family members. You can't see everybody. Pace yourself for shopping. You're not going to be able to buy everything for everyone.
Then again, maybe you can. But it's not what the doctor prescribes for happy holidays. On the Health Watch, Tom O'Neill, Fox News.
If the holiday stress and loneliness becomes too much for you, there is help out there. A special hotline open tonight giving those all alone someone to talk to. You can call evenings between 6 and 8 on weekdays, and the number is 278-1006. The Omega Baptist Church in Dayton is operating the hotline. I hate to say it, Ryan's in here with sports. I had a bad feeling about UD's game Saturday night. You know, they had that win streak on the line. Are they going to bounce back?
Let's hope so. And in fact, they only have one more night to prepare. Texas A&M making its way to UD Arena tomorrow night. Can the Flyers bounce back? We'll hear what Coach P has to say. And first, Fox Sports. Don't you go away.
Saturday night, right? So we were thinking we could just stay home and spend some quality time and, you know, that we could do
a puzzle.
Yeah.
That's not natural. But Oak Express is. Oak Express has real wood furniture at some real bargains. Solid furniture, big selection, real savings.
Would you like to see my puzzle tattoo?
No.
Sure. Oak Express, naturally better.
Over the years, a lot of businesses have put their names on one line of trucks, the one that offers the most powerful V10, the one that was first to offer quad cab versatility, and the longest-lasting full-size pickup on the road. We understand this name thing. We're pretty fussy about what we put ours on, too. And now you can lease a Ram Quad Cab 1500 V8 4x2 for $299 a month.
Being a volunteer fireman is tough enough. With a cold, it's tougher.
What's up with you, Spark?
I don't know. I don't feel so hot. Forget that. It won't extinguish headache, sore throat, and
fever.
Like non-drowsy Dayquil.
No. What are you gonna do? Cough out the fire? Here. That's good stuff. Thanks, Chief.
Like the multi-symptom relief of NyQuil? Try non-drowsy Dayquil.
Ready?
Dayquil, the non-drowsy, congested, stuffy head, sore throat, coughing, aching, fever, be a hot shot through the day medicine.
Well, the Flyers getting right back at it. This is your first Fox Sports. I'm Ryan Brandt. University of Dayton won't have much time to sit around and feel sorry for themselves after that loss at Cleveland State. UD on the court this afternoon getting ready to welcome in Texas A&M tomorrow night. The Flyers now 8-1 with enough votes to put them at 29th in the latest AP college basketball poll. Now, the most important thing for Dayton right now is to move right along, forget about Saturday night, and have a short preparation time for the Aggies.
Well, at least I like that, and hopefully the players are anxious to get back out there, and I think they are. They enjoy playing the game, and we weren't pleased with the way we played, and I think we're all looking forward to getting back out on the floor. We were all disappointed with our performance on Saturday. We give Cleveland State credit because they came out and approached the game in the right way and played very well. We did not play well in any phase of the game, particularly in the rebounding area, and that's the area we're looking to shore up, and hopefully we can learn from that experience and use what we've learned here tomorrow night.
Tip-off set for 8 o'clock. Arkansas hosting Mark Pompilio's alma mater. Of course, that's number 23 Wake Forest. Hogs think a blowout early. Brandon Dean with the 3 ball. 14-2 Arkansas, but the Demon Deacons are going to go on a 15-2 run. Broderick Hicks getting the finger roll, 70-64. Wake Forest wins it, so Mark just a little more happier tonight. One other top 25 team in action, Auburn, no trouble, 109-52. On the women's side, Ball State knocking off Wright State, 70-60. Jess Vandergeest leading the way for the Lady Raiders with 15 points. Miami blows out College of Charleston, 96-45. Girls high school hoops tonight. Carroll playing host to Beaver Creek. All Lady Beavers tonight, folks. Shannon Gardner, backdoor, getting the glasser to fall. Then later it's Tiffany Webb. Banging a three-spot top of the key. Then later on in the transition, Webb to Emily Williams. She gets the layup to fall. The Creek rolls to the final score of 73-25. Patterson, meanwhile, playing host to Chaminade Julienne. Home team hanging tough in the third quarter. Watch the nice pass. Going to LaQuanda Davis. Gets it to fall. She had 10 points. CJ too tough, though. They're up 14 at the half, and you didn't get to see the one hoop by Jenny Bean. She did go strong to the hole. You can trust me on that. 69-40, the Eagles go on to win. It was Southeastern knocking off Greenview. Troy Christian by a deuce over Coldwater. Trotwood Madison by 23 over Vandalia Butler, and it was Houston 48-43 over Newton. On the boys' side, just two scores to pass along. Baden by a point over Belmont, and Troy, the Trojans, knocking off those Eagles of Bellbrook 51-49. As for Orlando Brown, the Cleveland Brown, who was hit in the eye with the flag yesterday.
Push the referee.
Yes, he is still in the Cleveland Clinic, suffering severe eye problems, and they're going to keep him probably for a couple more days. Speaking of football, Green Bay 10-3 over Minnesota. Second quarter, about 5 minutes to go in that one.
Ah, good one. All right, thank you, Ron.
Sure.
Well, the first family invited kids to the White House for a reading of the Clement Moore classic, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas.
Stirring, not even a mouse. The stocking.
Christmas story readings are a tradition at the White House. Later this week, the President and First Lady will pay a Christmas visit to a Washington kitchen for the needy. And as far as the President's gift giving, White House officials aren't ruling out a Christmas Eve shopping spree by the notorious last-minute gift buyer. Finally tonight, it takes teamwork to make the season bright. Employees at Reynolds & Reynolds formed a human chain and literally passed donated gifts hand to hand to waiting trucks. The American Red Cross and St. Vincent's Hotel will give the gifts to less fortunate people. Today's chain passed along gifts for more than 200 children and enough food for nearly 50 families this Christmas. Coming up tonight on NBC 22 News at 11, here's Michelle Kingsfield with the latest.
Thanks, Mark. The holidays are a busy time for many of us. It's also a busy time for burglars. We'll have tips to help you keep your home from being targeted tonight on NBC 22 News at 11.
Okay, one last look at weather with Tom.
Can you say cold?
Yes.
It's going to be a little cold, be a little chilly out there. In fact, as you get up tomorrow morning to head on out, well, don't look for much of a warm up tomorrow. Let's just put it that way. Just bundle up nice and tight in layers and look for a mostly fair sky tomorrow, but 17 getting up, 20 at noontime, 20 at 5 o'clock, and how depressing. At least it's not going to be blizzarding out there, so.
No, we don't have that to worry
We don't
about.
need that, no.
Okay, just get those long johns and maybe another pair of long johns.
Right.
And whew, it'll be hard to get out of bed. That's Fox News at 10 for this Monday, December 20th. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here tomorrow night at 10. And remember to bundle up tonight, everybody. You'll freeze today. Thank you.